welcome to the So Social Radio Show. I'm your host, Richard Martin, along with my magnificent co-host,
Cheri Martin, and we are the WCN Interactive Team, marketing and social media strategists, helping you to
dream it, plan it, build it, and most importantly, successfully do it.
Yes, for that growth, prosperity, and success. And each Wednesday at 12 noon here on the TalkNetworkRadio.com internet station, we're here to share tips and techniques to grow you and your business, plus demystify social media and marketing for you so you can have more fun.
And my favorite, more profits.
Yes, yes, yes. We also want to remind our listeners that if you're not able to be by a computer during the time that we're on, you can always download the free Talk Network Radio app to your Android, your iPhone, and take us and listen to us from anywhere.
Yes, it doesn't have to be on your computer, Mobile devices work great too now.
Gotta love it. That's how I listen to Talk Network Radio. Well, I want to make sure that all our listeners know to give us a like on Facebook at So Social Radio Show. We do have a top pinned post there, as always, with information about our show and our guest here today. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to put those questions in the comments, because I know the gentleman that's with us here today will be more than happy to answer any of your questions, because we're going to be talking about a topic that's very near and dear to our hearts as well as our guest's heart, and that is on the veterans benefits and our VA and how we can help our veterans and our troops and such. So I'm excited about today's conversation with Garen, and we're going to be doing an official little introduction of him in just a few moments. But what else do you have to say here before we get started, Richard?
Hey, stay with it. This is going to be an informative, packed program for all the vets there, especially the new vets rotating out of the Middle East and all of that's going on out there. Plus a lot of seasoned vets that are well into retirement like myself. I depend on Garen and his great wife, Kim, to help me and guide me in the right direction. So I do appreciate that. That's a huge thank you.
Most definitely. And when we share a little bit about them, trust me, you'll know why they are the go-to people here to really help and answer those questions for you. But we also want to remind you that on our So Social Radio Show page, you can definitely either privately message us or post on our timeline. Let us know if there's some challenges that you have with marketing or social media. Perhaps there is a topic you would like to hear us discuss here on our So Social Radio Show. We're all about education and want to bring you what you want to hear. But let's go ahead and give some shout outs here to our partners and our advertisers before we get started.
I'd love to do that. I want to start out with our favorite email service provider, and that's Constant Contact. And they are an award-winning company empowering small businesses and nonprofits to grow and succeed through email marketing. You can be a marketer with one toolkit, one logon. Check out ConstantContact.com or message us.
And we also want to do a shout out to everythingbrevard.com, a Brevard County, Florida community website. Good friend Tracy Stoddard is the owner, and she has an amazing team that really helps you keep up to date with everything that's happening in Brevard. And you can also get your business listing right on everythingbrevard.com. If you're traveling here to the central east coast of Florida, check out Everything Brevard, so you know what's happening here in Brevard.
Absolutely. And our newest sponsor, Toastmasters. And Nancy and Scott Hone, they're the gurus in Toastmaster. I don't know what their official titles are, but they run the East Central Florida district, and they are great people. And go to a local Toastmaster. It's an awesome organization, and it will help you in not just your speaking, but the whole confidence of your life and everything else that goes with it. It's a very holistic approach. Love it.
And for if you want to get information on Toastmasters, as you know, they're a world leader in communication and leadership development, go to toastmastersd84.org. and you'll be able to find a location near you, or message them and they'll help you start one. Definitely. Our other partner that we always mention here on the So Social Radio Show is our guest today, and that is the AVET Project. So a little bit of introduction here about our guest, Garen Cohn, and his lovely wife, Kim. She's not able to join us, but we do have Garen on the phone with us today. And AVET Project actually stands for the American Veterans Empowerment Team. They also host a weekly radio show, and that's on Saturdays at 11 a.m. They are now on AM 1510, I believe, is their call number, and it's the American Warrior Radio Show, and I'm sure Garen will give some information about that here today. But the reason we really want to honor the AVET Project this month is we all know we celebrate Veterans Day in November, on November 11th, and so we want to, here at the radio show, So Social Radio Show, want to give tribute to all the veterans, and we're going to be having a conversation here with Garen on, on their mission. Also, they've got a lot of upcoming events. Always, I don't think they sleep. I really do.
I really do. I agree with you. Yes,
they are always out there contributing to the community and just serving. But also, we're going to kind of talk a little bit how they spread their message and get the word out about their cause, and also how you can help them to continue their cause as well. But I do know the AVET Project's mission is to bring focus upon and heighten awareness to the needs of past and present United States servicemen and women, their families, and other needy Americans, in providing programs and services of assistance, entertainment, and counseling by enlisting the public's aid. So, and their motto is, together we can help do more. So we're hoping to be able to help do more with them today. So Garen, I know you're there. Welcome.
Well, thank you guys so much. It is always a treat to be on the So Social Media Show. And you guys are phenomenal. You're great representatives of the veteran and military community yourselves. Richard, you being a vet. And you know what, Cheri, we may as call you a vet because you have to live with them.
You got that right. Oh,
hey,
I'm the one that
keeps... Okay, Richard, my wife always shares that too.
Yeah, I understand it.
Well, I'm the one that keeps those appointments in front of him. Okay, you've got a VA appointment at this time. Don't you miss them because it took how long to get there.
Exactly. Oh. And we have so much we can talk about today. But you mentioned in your opening some of the sponsors for your radio show. And to all the listeners out there, I just have to mention real quick, and we can get into more detail later, but Constant Contact is a phenomenal vehicle that AVET Project uses as well to get the message out. It's almost like an electronic newsletter, the way that we utilize it. And it's a great way to post pictures and upcoming events and schedules and things like this that will go out to your audience and make a real impact, because honestly, for whatever money it is you spend, and I know you, obviously, Cheri and Richard, know more about this than I do, but you can bracket it to where, as your audience increases, as your reach increases, you can change that, you can modify it. So they really work well to help us help our troops, and it's something that we use all the time.
Oh, I know it. I get it all the time. I receive it. I'm a recipient. It comes right in my inbox. And I love how you and Kim are constantly keeping us informed about what's happening within, for the veterans, especially for the VA benefits, but also how we can help and contribute to your programs coming up and help the community. So I'm excited that you guys are using Constant Contact, because it is an amazing tool.
Yeah, we've been using it for years now, and we get great feedback. And I have to give all the credit to Kim, because she's the one that operates pretty much all of the social media platforms. I do a little Twitter here and there when I think of it and when I have the time. And I know people would like more, but as you mentioned, we are an all unpaid volunteer nonprofit, so nobody makes a paycheck. And our core group of volunteers, AVET Project, for all your listeners that don't know, is incorporated here in Florida, and we have charity registrations here, Oregon, and Texas. We let the California one go because we just didn't have the activity, which is a shame, because there's a tremendous amount of active duty and veterans that live in the state of California, but we stay plenty busy as it is. Yet we don't restrict our activities to that. Those are just for solicitation purposes, keeping things legal. If somebody's in Montana or Afghanistan or maybe Korea, it doesn't matter where, and we can provide some tangible assistance to them or their family member, we will. We'll jump right in there and offer whatever we can. You mentioned the things that we have going on and how we use Constant Contact and other platforms to get the word out. There's a bumper sticker out there that says, "I support the troops." And Richard, Cheri, you've seen it, we've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
You go and you buy a $2, $2.50 bumper sticker. That's great. That's nice. But if you're actually interested in helping us help the troops, there's plenty of opportunity to do so, to really put, where the rubber meets the road, get involved and help us help them. And as we talked about, the Constant Contact's one way we get the word out. The postings on Facebook itself keep everybody up to date as far as things that we've done. For instance, you mentioned Veterans Day. This last Veterans Day weekend, we were blessed to have a bunch of tickets provided to AVET Project from a local business, GI Tax. We ended up taking 25 combat vets over to see the Buccaneers play the Bears, and it was a phenomenal time. We picked up the room tab to keep them housed and lodging on MacDill Air Force Base. Went over, enjoyed a phenomenal football game where the Bucs actually won.
I heard that. Road trip, Tampa, here we come.
We must have given them some luck, I guess, but they did a nice job over at the stadium. And one of Mr. Ford's assistants actually gave AVET Project some coins. They were limited edition, only 200 printed, minted, and kind of like a challenge coin, Richard, as you recall, back in the military.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to give those to the warriors that came out, the combat vets that joined us, and it was such an incredible time. And again, there's pictures and other stories and things like that on the social media platforms that people can absorb and just see one little outreach endeavor of AVET Project here recently. Because as you mentioned, it's Veterans Day weekend this past weekend, but let's just take the entire month. We should take the entire year to celebrate our veterans and our community and their families.
You pegged that. I mean, we take. I mean, our nation has taken Veterans Day one day and said, let's celebrate and thank and honor our veterans. But we should be thanking every single day. Every single day, whenever you see anyone service or that's in the service, just say thank you.
I think so, and it may mean more to the person that says thank you than the actual vet, because a vet might even be startled that somebody said thank you for their service. But some of these older gentlemen and women that might have a cap on that indicates the service they were in, it doesn't take anything to say thank you for your service, and it might just brighten their day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Now, when you're talking about how you're actually spreading the news and all the events that you're partaking in, and I know that you're not doing it it's definitely top of mind awareness for the AVET Project, but it's more top of mind for the community to see how you're serving the veterans and how thankful the veterans are that you're taking this time. And I know you've done some cruises for retreats to help those that are, experiencing PTSD. You're also doing a lot for the families that are left behind when the troops are, deployed. So it is a continuing thing. It isn't just you just doing one thing and then the next couple months later doing something else. I know you and Kim, as we all do, know this in our community. You work tirelessly around the clock. There's many times, and I don't know if you know this or not, because I know Kim is the one that's mostly posting for social media. She'll post a post out there sometimes, in the wee hours of the morning, and a picture of you on the phone. That's
the phone rings. This office phone rings in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Just because it's 3 a.m. here. It could be 9 in the morning somewhere else in the world, and the phone does ring. It's kind of nuts at times, but it's hard to separate, to